Hello and welcome to another video, this one on 3D printed vehicles. So these are vehicles I've been printing up to put on my Paint and Glue Miniatures website to sell 3D printed vehicles. And I've spent some of the downtime between producing customers' orders in adding to the collection and putting new vehicles on the site. I've spent the last 3 or 4 days spraying them up and photographing them, and I'm gradually putting them onto the site. So some of these are on the site already, the Panzer IVs for instance, and the rest will be going up as and when I get a moment. So I thought I'd just have a quick look at some of these. So we've got AEC 6x6 command vehicle, British command vehicle, and the Forerunner, the 4x4 Dorchester. Quite large vehicles these. You compare that to, for instance, a Panzer I. I've got a couple of Sextons. So these self-propelled artillery. One naked, if you like, and one with a cover on. So I guess the benefit of the cover is that you won't have to find any troops to man it. I've got a Russian Su-76M. We've got a New Zealand 4-wheel carrier. And then we've got a selection of Panzer IVs and a Panzer III. So we've got a B, a D, an F1, and a G. And then we've got a Panzer III-G. So a nice little selection of Panzers to add to the site. We've got a couple of Shermans. We've got an M4A4. As with all the tanks, the turrets pop out. I think we've got an M4A3 all geared up to come off a landing craft. Then we've got a Canadian Ram 2. Loose hair there. And we've got a relative of that, the Kangaroo. Got a couple of T-34s. So this one is an OT-34, which is basically a T-34 with a flamethrower. So the gun at the front is replaced with a flamethrower and redesignated as an OT-34. And then we've got a captured T-34 redesignated as a Panzer 747. So they put on the skirts, the Schutzen and the turret skirts, which apparently they did to the T-34 turrets. They also stuck Panzer IV turrets on the T-34 chassis, which I've got some printed examples elsewhere. We've got, what have we got here? We've got a Tetrarch, sort of mini tank with an exceedingly long gun. We've got an M2A4 light tank. We've got a couple of Russian transport tows. So these are the STZ5s, one with a cover, one without. We've got an Italian auto blinder, is that a 40? Yeah, that's a 40. And we've got a couple more Russian mid-war, early World War II vehicles. These are the Odessa NI tanks, just two different versions. And then we've got a Panzer I Flam flamethrower with a fuel tank on the back. So that's part one. Let's just have a look at some of the others that I've got ready to go as well. So here's a few more of the vehicles that will be going up on the website shortly. From the back we've got the Valentines, a 2 and a 3. I've got a Valentine 1, I've misplaced it, I'm not sure where it is at the moment. I've got a couple of Hungarian trucks, the rubber bottomed. I've already got one version, but this one is a covered one and then a cut down one with a cab and no cover on, and some Russian transport, a ZIS-22, which is basically the ZIS-5 truck but with half track added, and I've got a GMC CCKW 352, I think this one is, but with I've already got these on the site, but this one's got the cutout for the machine gun. The wheels are just blue tacked on at the moment till I paint them. And then we've got some Russian BT tanks. So we've got a series BT5, BT7, BT7A command vehicle. I've got various turrets for all of these, and a BT42, which is basically a BT vehicle with a in Finnish service with a different turret on, and renamed it BT42. Another Hungarian tank, a Toldi 1. I've already got the 2 on the site. This is the precursor, the Toldi 1. And another T-34. This is a minor difference to the normal one. This is a T-34 STZ, which means it was made in a particular factory, the STZ factory in Stalingrad. So a particular model of T-34 there. We've got what's this? KHTZ-6 Russian. We've got a couple of Panzer I based vehicles, the Flak Panzer and the Panzer Jaeger. We've got a ammunition carrier. This one's a Morsa Zugmittel, which is based on the Panzer 35T. And then we have a little AMR 35. That one's already on the website, and I've sold a couple of those already. It's only been up there a couple of days. These ones haven't yet been photographed. I've just sprayed these ones this evening. So we've got an M9A1 American half-track. We've got a couple of British armoured cars, 1914 and 1920, which that's the 14, and this must be the 20. We've got a German Puma. Again, the wheels are elsewhere. Who doesn't like a Puma in their German army? And then we've got a selection of they're termed SAS Jeeps, so standard Jeep, but lots of different configurations. So you can see the only difference between those two is one's got fuel tanks on the bonnet, and we've got one with double fuel tanks at the back, spare wheel on the front, spare wheel on the bonnet, double fuel tanks at the back, double fuel tanks on the bonnet, double wheels at the back, nothing on the bonnet, etc. So there's about 8 or 9 different variations of Jeep, and I've also got weapons for them, so a selection of Vickers, Bren, Lewis guns, which I haven't painted yet, but just to give you an example, this is how they've come off the machine, and once I've cleaned them up and once I've cleaned them up, they'll fit in the back there or on the front, as a varied selection of weapons will come with those Jeeps. So that's about it for the time being. There's probably 60 or 70 new vehicles to go on the site. At the moment I think we're on about 170. So this will take us up to over 220, I think, and still lots more to go. Thanks for watching.